Welcome, Taurus. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a reading for you. I've started with oracle cards. I will, as usual, clarify with a couple of different tarot decks, and I'll finish with an oracle card. These are general readings. They will not resonate for all of you, but you may find something of value in this reading. And I always advise you to check your other placements to find yourself in there. So let's get started with the Soul's Journey Oracle card, the Guilt card. And this sounds worse than it is. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. So this is really calling out behaviors, attitudes of your own that are blocking you from growing. It's almost like there's an event, perhaps a specific event or relationship in the past that you've judged in one way or another. You've judged or blamed yourself or another for something that happened unhappily, something that didn't turn out well. And this is really about your own arrested development and holding on to an idea about the way something happened. And in part, it requires a little bit of your honesty about the actual incident in such a way that you can release yourself from any sense of blame. And that sometimes requires some forgiveness, some awareness that, in fact, you are a human being. You may have been young when this event happened. So many of us feel guilty as a result of family pressures or expectations. So that's part of what's at play here, clarified by the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. Yeah. So again, this is showing there's almost like a self-concept you have that this guilt doesn't seem to want to release you from. So the self-concept, or this holding on to an idea of the way things happened and the way things turned out as a result of your behavior or the behavior of others, is likely an illusion of sorts. It may reflect a kind of version of reality, but it is less likely to be it's the foundation of the block that you may be experiencing. This shows you holding on to that, holding on to a judgment for fear of actually allowing yourself to forgive others and ultimately to forgive yourself. And of course, the Ace of Cups emphasizes you are a human being. You are, in the parlance of some, a child of God. You are allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to err. That still doesn't make you responsible for an event or allow you to blame someone else for an event that ultimately you're responsible for. Even if that's recognizing the limitation here and letting yourself release it, surrendering to it, letting it go so that you can move on. And you're ready to move on here. It's time to let go of this feeling of blame. In the present, the Page of Wands. Yeah, I think this is a confirmation that you're all about new values, new inspirations, new ideas, new growth. You're releasing, you are willing and happy, eager to release this old story that you've been telling about the way something was or about the way you are as a result of some past experience. And on that basis, you are open. You are willing to entertain new ideas, to connect with people on a new basis, to allow yourself to be new, renewed, forgiven, to move on, to search for new horizons, new vistas, new goals for yourself. And in the past, the Seven of Wands is the Seven of Swords, is really speaking about, really, it feels like a web of judgments, that fed this pattern or this event of guilt that generated guilt. There were many things said in cruelty, an experience of rejection on your part by an inner circle. And this is particularly relevant when we think of our family of origin and in-group and out-group. There's a way that you were verbally abused, or you understood a kind of verbal aggression as something that you retaliated with, a way you may still be retaliating through some kind of verbal aggressions. The way you use language robs you of the trust of others that you value. But the words you use, the emotions attached to them, display a kind of unprincipled approach that disappoints others now. And this, in many ways, is a reaction rather than a response to the way perhaps you were treated in your past. So this is very much about not letting what others say deter you from what it is that you want to move on to, the way that you want to move forward. Really listening to others, but recognizing that others' words are often a projection of their own fears. They're not truth about you. And allowing the words others use to bounce off you, not taking umbrage at the language others use, or even the way you're treated, to recognize that that doesn't stop you from being who you are, doing what you need to do. But if you're insecure about who you are, then yes, the words others use, if they seem unkind, unfair, belittling, may cause a harsh reaction in you, an outsized reaction that takes up way more of your time and energy than it's worth. And in the future, wow, the Ten of Pentacles, this is happiness. This is family happiness, family security, stability, even legacy. So it feels like releasing a lot of these old stories, these old blames, is actually contributing to your legacy. And your legacy is one of abundance, of comfort, of family support, of generosity, of mastering skills that you can share with others, that helps them to generate some kind of success or abundance. But your abundance is assured here. Your legacy is something you're actively promoting. And it's undoubted that the words you use, the language you use, is part of that legacy. It's part of what others see. It's part of the way others respond on the basis of the example you give. Taurus, if this is resonating with you, please like this video, subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all the ways that you are present with me now, the ways that you support me, however that is. So thank you in advance. I'm going to clarify the Seven of Swords with the Knight of Cups. One more, please. And the Knight of Pentacles. Interesting. So yes, indeed, you are practical and you are passionate. And these can be really ways in which you express yourself rather impulsively. So this passion of judgments, this passion, this expression or way of responding to the way things should be done, the way things should be organized, what is valuable and what is not. This is partially what has shaped you. the values of others, the way you've absorbed them, the way you have defended them in many cases, the way that you've held on to some old stories about what is important in your relationships, in your life, what are your values. And there's something here about, again, the language you use. It's showing you to be passionate, dramatic, with a flair for work, discipline, effort. You're hardworking. You don't shirk from doing your share of or your part in an effort, but you believe you should be acknowledged for that by others. It isn't enough for you to do it on your own terms. You want others to recognize it. And when they don't, that can make you angry or aggressive in some ways, or just behave impulsively in anger or passionately in a way that can be overly dramatic. It feels like this takes a lot of time in your life. This takes away from your relationships or even your efforts to be productive or successful. Communication. It feels like that's an area where you're really looking to grow, to advance, to become softer, gentler. In the present, the Page of Wands is clarified by the Temperance card and the Five of Pentacles. Wow. Taurus is always, always hardworking, disciplined, and balancing those scales, right? So the Temperance card is the grand alchemist, taking what you have and making it into what you want. You've been working really hard at changing your material reality or shifting that reality in a way that provides you with more equanimity, more grace, kind of evening out, moving away from this passionate expression of your needs and your beliefs in a way that's fiery, in a way that expends or takes up a lot of energy, a way that is engaged in thoughts and language that can clash, that can be essentially judgmental, kind of judging back from the kinds of judgments you've had to endure. And you're moving away. You want to change that dynamic. You want to change that lifestyle, really. And through your ability to survive so much, you are recognizing that the tools to change that are really your own appreciation of your humanity, your own development, a recognition that you may have been one way in the past, but you have grown, you have developed, and you're able to claim that growth, to manage growth, to encourage that growth for yourself, to release the past as the past, no longer there, no longer necessary. You've built upon that foundation, but you're capable of unblocking your growth by releasing attitudes and behaviors of the past, particularly those that seek to blame or lay the responsibility for your reality on someone else. In the future, the Ten of Pentacles. Everyone loves the Ten of Pentacles. We've got the Eight of Pentacles and the Judgment card. Lovely. So yes, your soul is called. This legacy that you're about producing is really why you're here and why you have worked so hard to create it, to build it, to shift it in a way that is more beneficial, not just for others. I think others have gained a lot of benefit from your efforts. It's for you now. How does a distribution of your resources benefit you? Make you feel that you have served, that you have provided in a way that allows you to express yourself more creatively, more joyfully, to get pleasure in that service. So it feels like you are, for many of you, claiming your provider role, recognizing that your efforts, your behaviors, your past behaviors are examples for others that are important in your life, that you're creating a legacy through your actions, through your willingness and ability to serve the greater good, whatever that is, and you're actively participating in that. But you understand now that the way you serve the world, you serve your community or your family, is the way that you develop yourself. And this is about personal liberation, no longer being tied to the judgments of others. I'm going to finish this reading with a language of flowers. And I have pulled the orange blossom, and the key word is enthusiasm. The best can be here if you believe it. Thank you so much, Taurus. Until next time, namaste.